FatDag is a Weight Watchers leader in Indianapolis, Indiana. However, the views and opinions expressed during this podcast are his own. They do not represent the views of Weight Watchers. And now, here's your host and wingman, FatDag.
I am your host, FatDag. You're listening to WhysAdvice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at FatDag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at WhysAdvice. Send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello there. Welcome to episode 159. Thanks again for being here. It really is an honor to sit and walk this journey with you. I truly do believe that you can do this. And I'm seeing more and more as you guys continue to tune in that you start to believe it. And that is how we get it done. Email number one, out of the gate, Mandy writes in, and Mandy's watching live on Facebook, and she says, Hi, FatDag. You know me on Facebook as Mandy Flores. I'm writing to you today to give you my story and to thank you for all the support you have provided me in my Weight Watchers journey to a new, healthy me. My story starts like so many others, struggling with my weight from about third grade on. I lost 150 pounds between 2006 and 2009. I followed my own plan similar to Weight Watchers. Deep depression set in after my husband of 1 month lost his job and remained unemployed during the recession. I made excuses for my eating habits, saying it was cheaper to eat massive amounts of junk rather than buy healthy groceries. I gained every bit of the 150 pounds back between 2009 and October 9th, 2017. I've tried so many diets, shakes, low carb, pills, starving myself to only end up binge eating and gaining the small amount of weight I had lost, plus some more each time. I started feeling awful and I went to my primary care physician and even had her check me for lupus, and we talked about fibromyalgia. I hate that word. I hated going to the doctor because they always blame your health issues on being obese. I got tired of hearing your feet hurt because you're obese. Your knees hurt because you're obese. You are depressed. You have anxiety. You get the picture. On October 8th, 2017, I went to this doctor's appointment. My doctor suggested again that I lose weight and I would feel better along with ordering a bunch of lab work. She told me that my liver enzymes had been extremely high for a long period of time, and she needed me to lose the weight to see if that could correct my fatty liver disease. I'm only 37. How embarrassing. My wonderful doctor told me about you. She said, I want you to go to your phone, get it out, download this podcast, and start listening to it. I thought, yeah, right. I don't have time to listen to this. I work full-time. Go to school full-time. I have 3 teenagers and a husband to take care of. And I kind of blew it off. I wasn't fasting that day, so I went back the next day to have my blood drawn. I told her how I was embarrassed to say it, but I had a current membership online with Weight Watchers that was about 6 months past, and I didn't use it. She said, get back on it now. I left her office feeling down with 5 prescriptions and hating myself for not being in control of my eating. Seriously, I could not say no. I cried. I went to Whataburger, ordered a large combo meal with a real Dr. Pepper. I ate it, and I cried some more. That night, I thought about what my doctor had said, and I told myself, if I can do this, I started tracking 1 meal at a time. My lab results came back in a day or so, and my liver enzymes were extremely high again. Surprise. Her staff called and wanted me to have an ultrasound done on my liver. I said, please tell her I want to try losing weight seriously before we do that. I'm not going to lie, I was scared. I work in the medical field too, and I know just enough to understand how bad a diagnosis can be. She agreed to let me work on me, but insisted that I follow up in 2 months for more blood work. I started listening to your podcast, and I found the Wise Wingman Facebook group. It's my safe place. I began believing in myself, and I didn't care about the numbers on the scale. I know you say we are responsible for our own weight loss, but your encouragement has helped push me to exercise and take better care of me. I now know if I don't take care of me, I can't take care of my family. Well, I went back to see my doctor in 2 months, and I had lost 40 pounds. She was so proud of me. She took me around the office. I used to work with her at that office. She asked if she could show my picture to others struggling with their weight. I was surprised. I told her I'd found that walking was a great stress reliever. It has now been a little over 90 days on my journey to goal. I know I will get there this year. On New Year's Day, I hit 50 pounds lost, and I'm now at 53 pounds down. I am so thankful to have you and the other wingmen walk this journey with me. I want to inspire others that have tried everything and not been successful. I remember in one of your podcasts saying, if you come back to Weight Watchers, it's because the plan works and you know it does, or you would not go back to something you have to pay for. Thank you for your service to our country. My brother is in the Air Force too. I told him all about you. He thought it was really cool that I am following you. Thank you again for being my friend and supporting me through all this. I believe in us, and I wish you great focus. Oh, I forgot to tell you, when I went back to my doctor's 2 months after my follow-up, my liver enzymes were back in normal range. I also got half to both of my blood pressure medications. Mandy, congratulations. Here is the deal. You are absolutely incredible. The things that you've gone through, the recession and, being overweight your entire life, losing 150 pounds and then gaining it back, that I understand where that puts you, but it's such an inspiration to see that rather than completely giving up, you're ready to do this again. And you're ready to do this for the very last time. And as you walk this journey, those of us in the Facebook group will absolutely walk this journey with you. I'm incredibly proud of you. You're absolutely right, is that you would not continue to use a program that you knew didn't work. It clearly works. You clearly have proven that you know how to do it. You can't lose 150 pounds on accident. You've done it before. You can do it again. You're clearly a third of the way there at this point. You can do this. I'm incredibly honored that your doctor took the time to reach out and to share this podcast with you. Thank her for me for doing that. She's doing exactly what a medical professional should do, is she's telling you what you need to do, whether you want to hear it or not. You're absolutely right. As half of the issues we bring to our doctor, we bring them because we didn't take care of ourselves. Yes, our knees will wear out on us if we don't take care of our body. There's so many things that are related to us being overweight, and you are proven right now that you can reverse a lot of them. Your liver enzymes back in the normal range. Your medications are being cut in half. It's because you're focused. It's because you know what you're doing and you're absolutely working it and you're getting it done. Now, what I want you to do this time, I want this time to be different. You've lost 150 pounds. You know you can do it. You know what it's like when you get there. You know what the celebration's like. And then you know what happens if you don't continue to manage it. I'm going to get hard on you right now. I'm going to look at you right now and I'm going to tell you, you have to do something different this time around. Your brain is in it. Your brain is fully engaged. But when you get back down to your goal weight, what is going to be different this time than last time? If you're changing your life along the way, you're truly doing something different and you ingrain a completely new lifestyle, you will absolutely have the lifelong success that you deserve. You have to ask yourself right now, am I sticking to bad habits or am I really completely changing my life? If you can't honestly answer that you are a completely different person, that you're working towards being a completely different person, I want you to dig deep and I want you to find that. Because as you know, if we don't manage this, usually when we rejoin the program, when we finally get fed up enough, it's because we gained more than we lost the last time. You can't afford to do that this time around. You have to put control mechanisms in place. You have to understand that once you get to goal, a 30-pound gain ever is absolutely, a night to an opportunity for you to wake up and go, boom. That's why I weigh myself daily. I check in every single day on the scale. I have all the clothes that are too big for me are gone. I'm not buying a larger pair of pants. I get on the scale every single morning. I'm going to maintain this. I'm going to manage this for the rest of my life. That is my goal. That is my goal for you. Together, we're going to stay connected to the Wise Wingman group. You're going to stay plugged into your amazing doc, and we're going to get it done. I'm incredibly proud of you. You have no idea how proud of you I am to read that you have completely, prevented yourself from getting a diagnosis that you didn't want by taking care of yourself. Continue to do that for the rest of your life. Mandy, thank you for writing in. Sue writes in, says, Dear FatDag, my name is Sue. My Connect name is Newhouse 2015. I wrote to you back in July, and I told you how I was done with the excuses. Well, I was. And then my world crumbled. I had lost 60 pounds and was feeling pretty good about myself. My husband had been battling cancer for 17 years. We noticed a decline in his health, so decided to take an extended vacation during August before his chemo treatments resumed. I slowly allowed old habits to creep back. I gave the excuse that I was nervous about his health, but it wouldn't have mattered what it was. I'm the queen of excuses. In September, we celebrated our 30th wedding anniversary, and then on my 64th birthday on October 11th. My husband's 67th birthday, October 31st. I had slowly gained 15 pounds. I had started tracking again to pull myself back in when on November 3rd, my husband lost his battle with leukemia. At first, I couldn't eat out of grief. And then I had a 2-month food pity party for myself. January 1st, 2018, I recommitted to the program. It was as if my husband was telling me to get a hold of myself. I'm happy to say that I'm on the road to recovery, both emotionally and physically. I listen to your podcast several times a day, and I just had to let you know you are a big part of my healing process. I know that my husband would not want me to put those 60 pounds back on. Life changed dramatically for me on November 3rd. I'm working on a new me in 2018, knowing I must move forward. Your podcast and the Wingman Facebook page make me feel less lonely. My son spent 18 months in Afghanistan, so I know the sacrifice both you and your family make. Thank you for your service and for your healing touch in my life. Sue. Sue, you've done everything perfectly. You and your amazing husband, as he's dealing with cancer for 17 years, taken an extended vacation, celebrating 30 years of marriage, celebrating your birthdays together. That's incredible. That's absolutely where your focus should have been. There's nothing else that matters. You did this absolutely perfect. Absolutely. Everything you've done is absolutely how I would dream if I was in your scenario. That's how I would want it scripted. So you have to recognize that. And so I don't see this at all as an excuse. I've said it more than once, is we just ask you to do your best, and every single day, depending on what life has handed you, you do your best based around what you have to deal with in the moment. What you've gone through, no one should ever have to go through. You went through it, and you come out a shining star. And I'm incredibly proud to walk with you. And it absolutely warms my heart to know that the Facebook group, the Wise Wingman, are helping you, and together we're pulling together to get you there, and you're recommitting on January 1st. You absolutely do what you need to do. The grieving process is real. There is no set timeline. It's when you're ready. Sounds like January 1st is that time for you to recommit. I'm sure you're right. I'm sure your husband absolutely was telling you, come on, Sue, you can do this. You know, you're absolutely on the road to recovery emotionally. I'm glad to see that. I'm honored to be a part of it, but I want you to understand again, you did this perfectly. It's an amazing account. 30 years of marriage. You absolutely took care of what you needed to do when you needed to take care of it. Now it's time to focus on you. With a warm hug and a warm group of the Wise Wingman group, we're going to welcome you into this thing again. You're going to get back to where you want to do, and you're going to absolutely rock it. Sue, thank you for your email. It's incredibly tough for you to put it in words. I understand that, and I'm positive right now, as someone else is going through a similar scenario, and your words of encouragement, showing them that you can take time to take care of you and take care of your family, and that means when all of that's done, you can then commit back to where you were. It's incredibly inspiring. Thank you for sharing that. Cheryl writes in next and says, hi, FatDag. Tonight was the first live podcast that I caught. I love them all. I am Cheryl H. Irons on Connect. No creativity. I live in Glenwood Springs, Colorado. I joined the gym May 2017. I needed something for me. My husband has lived and worked in Southern California for the past 2 years. We will join him in August after our daughter graduates high school in June and we get her off to college. We have a 17-year-old daughter and a 3-year-old son. 1 hour class 4 days a week allows me to have me time. I work full time and I'm taking online classes. My weight went down a bit for a minute and then I started eating more. Well, that didn't work. Darn those cheeseburgers. I saw an ad on Facebook that Weight Watchers was coming to Glenwood on Monday evenings at my gym right after my Monday class. I showed up October 9th, 2017. I paid. I weighed in at 228 pounds. Ugh. Almost 41 and 228. I learned fast. I lost over 12 pounds my first week. Thanks to Connect, I learned about you, and you keep my focus in check. I fell off over Thanksgiving visiting my husband and Christmas when my husband was in town. Then I hopped back on. This past Monday, January 8th, I went to my meeting and I'm down a total of 38 pounds. Yay me. I have worked very hard for this loss, but your podcast and the Facebook pages have become my favorite tools. Sometimes I'm in my office and I randomly shout, when you're out of points, stop eating points. You know, so I yelled it in there, and I had 2 surgeries last month, but I've learned to ignore my fit points. I'm not able to work out quite yet, but I've still lost because my main focus is on the food and tracking. The most important thing that you have taught me is that has completely changed my mindset is to drop the timeline. When I started, I put expected losses all over my calendar. My goal was to be at 160 by June 2nd. My amazing daughter's graduation. When I joined, I could not imagine getting down that far. I was able to get down to 178 in 2004 on Nutrisystem and 190 in 2011. Can't really remember how. So 160 seemed crazy. Now my goal is 150 BMI, and I'm focused, but I'll see when I get there. Yes, when I get there. Whenever that is, because as long as I weigh less on June 2nd than I do today, I will see that as a success. As long as I am healthier on June 2nd than I am now, success. That is the most valuable advice I have ever received. My why is my amazing husband and my children, but I will not elaborate on that right now. Thank you, FatDag, for your service and for your inspiration. Dropping the timeline has made goal realistic. Cheryl. Cheryl, congratulations on the mindset it takes to win. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in live. It's always fun when we gather live on Facebook. 38 pounds down. How does that feel? It sounds incredible. I can hear it in your tone, and you're absolutely right. You have to drop the timeline. I think every single one of us, when we have a little bit of weight loss, we start this journey, we lose, a couple weeks in a row, we take that number, we average it out, and then we project it out. And we say for the next day, and we can look at a calendar and we say, we just see the numbers go down on the calendar. And what happens is the first time we don't exactly fit that mold, we start getting frustrated. We start saying, I'm supposed to be at this weight now. I'm supposed to be here. And that mindset, that mental beatdown that you give yourself for no reason deflates you. It puts you on the wrong path. So you're absolutely right. I have said it. Drop the timeline. The goal here is not to lose weight. No, it's not the goal. It's a side effect of the goal. The goal is for you to completely change your life. The goal is to completely change how you eat. The goal is to completely change how you approach activity. The goal is to get healthy. A healthy body cannot be overweight. It doesn't work that way. So the goal for you is to track what you eat, add some activity, make healthy choices, build a foundation of healthy eating, build a foundation of a healthy lifestyle. If you do all that, on June 2nd, you will absolutely love whatever results your body decide to give you. You have no control over that. I say this quite frequently in my meetings. If I issued a proclamation in the group today, I want everyone to focus, and next week, I want you all to come in with a 1.4 pound weight loss. No one would be able to do it. There may be some that hit it accidentally, but no one could come in with an exact 1.4 weight loss because you can't predict, you can't choose, you can't make it happen. But if I said I want you to come back with a different mindset than you left with today, if I want you to come back, with a different style of eating, with maybe some increased activity, you can do that. That's well within your control. So get rid of the expectation of weight loss. Add the expectation of a healthy lifestyle. You can clearly do this. Your amazing husband is your why. Your children is your why. I want you to elaborate on that. That's what it's going to take to get you to goal. Obviously, you've had children for 17 years now, so that hasn't been strong enough to propel you to goal. So you have to elaborate, what about your children is your why? What's different this time than the last 17 years? Why? Write it down. Write a story to yourself. Figure it out what that means when you say it's my amazing husband and my children. You clearly have the right mindset. You're ready now to take the next step. And I can't wait to walk that journey with you. 38 pounds down, amazing job. You don't do that on accident. As Laura chimes in, it's 100% possible for you to get to goal. Are you ready? I'm ready. Kaylin writes in and says, Dear FatDag, I started originally the end of September 2017. I made it 4 weeks. I lost 30 some odd pounds. Then I got sick. I couldn't eat anything that required chewing on either side of my mouth. It took nearly 2 weeks to resolve that problem. By then, I just couldn't pick back up and get on the program. So I didn't. I ate whatever I could, as much of it as I could. 2 weeks ago, I went on a low-carb diet, and that didn't work. So a few days ago, I get an email from Weight Watchers, and they're offering me a special. So I stared at my phone for the better part of an hour, trying to come up with a reason not to join. I couldn't come up with any good ones. They're all so superficial. So I told my husband, we're doing Weight Watchers again. He said, okay. I signed back up. Today we started. I know I have support in you and in the Wise Wingman group. I have the support of my awesome husband, and I have myself. Myself, yes, myself. I figured it out. It isn't about the numbers. It's about how I'm feeling. When I'm finally happy where I am, which is right now, I'm not. I look forward to 2018 and to this adventure. Thank you, Dag, for your unwavering support and your commitment to helping us all reach goal, and for your service to our country. Thank you, K. Lynn. Congratulations. Way to take control of your life. Way to recommit to doing something that you know worked. You clearly can do this. And here's, I want to walk you through the process. So you're 2 weeks into it, right? You're back now getting into the program. You're out of excuses. They're all superficial, just like you said, and you're signed back up. Welcome back to a new you. Now, here's what I want you to do. This is the most the most important way that I believe for you to be successful. You have to write down your why. You have to understand why you're doing this. And what I want you to do is I want you to grab a pen and I want you to grab paper. This isn't about typing in your keyboard. This isn't about sitting and thinking about it for a little bit. This is about you getting serious about your journey. Sit quietly for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and I want you to detail out your why. Why are you joining? Why now? And why is it different than the last time? So you didn't join a week ago. You didn't join 2 weeks ago. Whatever why you instantly come up with was probably valid 2 weeks ago. Why now did you join? And I want you to write that down. I want you to write a story to yourself. Here is what success looks like. When I'm finally successful, when I get to the point where I'm done losing weight, this is how I will feel. This is how I'm going to look. I'm going to be amazing. I want you to think about what is stopping you. What's getting in your way of this journey, and who is in control of this journey? I want you to write down what's the hardest thing you've ever had to do in your life. I want you to write that down, whatever it was. And then I want you to evaluate, is opening up your app, tracking your food, and getting to the gym harder than that? It's probably not. Whatever you've gone through in your life that's so difficult, you heard it earlier in the show, there's some difficult things that happen in our lives. And people come out of them doing amazing, both emotionally and physically. If they can get through those hard things, and you can get through the hardest thing you've ever done, this becomes easy. And so as you write that story to yourself, I want you to tuck it away. I don't want you to share it with anybody. I want you to kind of just hold it off. And then as you start working the program, know a couple things will happen. The program absolutely works. There's no question about it that this program works. It does. So because the program works, you're absolutely going to have success on the program. As you start to have success, you're going to start celebrating. The clothes you're wearing right now will start to fit a little better. And when they start fitting better, they'll start getting a little big. It's at that point where you start feeling really good about your journey. Well, the reality is the why you wrote down didn't have you in the pair of clothes you're now. It had you in a whole different size. It had you many sizes down, but as the clothes we're wearing start to become comfortable, we forget why we joined. We forget all the misery. We forget all the things we just wrote down, and we become complacent. I don't want you to get there. At that point, I want you to open your letter. I want you to reread it, put you in the mindset that you're in right now, and continue on and move forward. The other thing I want you to do is I want you to take a photo. I want you to, with your phone, take a photo from the shoulders up, take a full body shot, wearing clothes, wearing not clothes. I don't care. I don't want you to share it. But what I want you to do is I want you to have something that you can reference today with. The reason I share that is your bathroom mirror absolutely loves you. Every single morning you get up, you check your hair, you check your eyes, you check your makeup. Your bathroom mirror validates that you're a beautiful person and getting it done. That's what the bathroom mirror is for. It's the mirror at the department store. It's the reflection in a store window. Those are the ones that are the enemy. But your bathroom mirror loves you. You know, you ever see when you catch a glimpse of you somewhere else and you weren't expecting to see it? And that's when you start going, I need to do something about this, right? That doesn't happen often in your bathroom mirror. So I want you to take photos because I want you to be able to recognize what success looks like. I just told you the program worked. I just told you you're going to have amazing success on the program. And when you do, you're going to run to your bathroom mirror. You're going to try and validate that success by looking in the mirror. You're going to go to that same mirror that loved you. And that same mirror is just going to say, yeah, you look great. And you're going to say, I don't see a difference. I don't see any change. I busted my tail for 2 or 3 weeks. I'm down 10, 15 pounds. I don't look at all different. It's at that point. You pull up your phone, you pull up your picture, and you compare now to a couple weeks from now. And you will absolutely be able to see a difference in the photo. You put them side by side if you want. You post them on Connect. You share them inside the community, the private community. And everybody else will look at you and go, yes, you're doing amazing work. And at that point, you pull out that story that I asked you to pull out and you read it one more time and you push forward and you go the distance. You can do this. That's the recipe for success. If you take that mindset, if you take that strategy, you can do any program out there and have success. Find one that balances in your life. I firmly believe Weight Watchers is it for me because it gives me the tools that I didn't have. But you can do this. Get rid of your excuses. Tap into the motivation. Go get it done. You owe it to yourself. And when you do, we're going to celebrate. We are absolutely going to celebrate this amazing journey together. Folks, what is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to FatDag.com, click on WhysAdvice Podcast, send in your celebrations, your comments, your questions. I'll work them in as part of the show. I want you to email in your celebrations because I want you to be proud of what you're doing. I want you to share your story because I want other people to know that you are a strong, amazing individual who's getting it done. People out there everywhere are listening to this, and some of them don't believe they can do it. They believe, some of the emails I get, people say, I'm the only one going through this. And then I instantly dig into the box and I find another email that says almost the exact same thing. As you share them and we share them on the air, more and more and more, we realize that every single one of us can do this. That's why I want you to share. Well, that's going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. Thank you for listening to the WhysAdvice podcast. Did you know for as little as $1 a month, you can take the next step as a wingman and support the show? Visit FatDag.com, click on Become a Patron today.